Alright everyone, welcome to day 13 of Minecraft Survival. Look at how amazing this looks right here. This is the last piece of leaves that is left to actually despawn. At the end of yesterday's episode, I still had those 4 or 5 trees just sort of hanging around here, the mangrove trees, and all of the roots were still connected and everything, so I finally went through, cleared out all the roots, actually pulled down the wood that was causing these not to despawn. And what is going on with this one last piece though? Everything else has despawned except for that one last piece. But that's what I've been talking about. That's the most annoying thing about these mangrove trees is really, I think I only collected another maybe 16 or 17 logs, and I already cleared out my inventory, but like 16 or 17 logs from those few trees, and that's all that was causing those trees to still hang there. And of course, I had to chop down all of the roots as well. So I think there were maybe 18 here, so it was like close to 2.5 stacks of roots that came from those trees. It's obnoxious. So I'm going to need that wood, like I've been saying over and over. I'm going to really need it for this build, because I do think that this looks really good. Maybe not really good, but it looks good. Having the mangrove, along with the quartz, along with the dark oak. I really do like the look of that. So I'm going to need mangrove, but it's just the process of... What am I doing here? Process of chopping those trees down is obnoxious. And so one of the options that I've been thinking about is maybe I need to just start chopping them down in the mangrove forest, because it's just over the hill there. So maybe I should just chop them down there, because then I don't have to worry about how it looks in my, like, right around my actual base, having them partially chopped down. So I don't know, that may end up being a better option. I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna need that wood regardless. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. Okay, so I made some more arrows here. I'm going to have to go in today and find a bastion, because like I found out yesterday, now with the smithing tables, I didn't realize this must have been a couple updates ago, you actually have to have a template to be able to turn things into like netherite tools and armor and stuff like that. So I need a template to be able to do that. I don't know what it looks like. I haven't really researched that far, but I feel like I've seen it before, so I'll know it when I see it. But before I actually go back into the nether and go to find a bastion, what I want to do first is go over to this jungle that I saw multiple episodes ago, because I really, really need melon seeds. And not just melon seeds, I need melons themselves. But if I can find some actual melons, I can turn it into some seeds, finally get some of those growing, because I'm going to need it for my potions, considering that natural regen is off. And I think that the jungle is probably my best bet. Oh, and you know what? I literally yesterday set up that chest right near the exit of my house and had it all prepared where it had the stuff that I need to remember to grab before I go exploring. And I literally still forgot to open the chest, so I don't have my boat or my water bucket or anything like that. So that was foolish of me. But I think that the jungle is basically just over here, so it shouldn't take long to get there. But that's kind of the plan for today, is to go and get these melon seeds, and then I can hopefully get them planted, start growing that. That way I can be making the potions of instant healing. Because as I was talking about yesterday, I think that sort of having... Oh yeah, and this is the mangrove, so I need to go past this. I think sort of having some potions of regen will be good. Like continually having those available is smart. But then I think potions of instant healing are going to be probably more of my go-to day-to-day, which is why I really need the melon seeds, because I used all the glistering melons that I already had, and I've got plenty of gold. I've got plenty of gold to turn into gold nuggets to make the glistering melons, but the key ingredient that's missing is the melons themselves. Oh yeah, also, so I got a comment on the episode from a couple of days ago. The comment came in basically like 10-15 minutes before I started recording this episode, and someone said that when I was out, where was I? I was over by where that birch forest is that's connected to the dark oak forest. When I was over there a couple episodes ago, grabbing all that wood and stuff, and I found that spot where there was a whole bunch of terracotta, and I was just digging down, couldn't figure out what was going on with it. Someone commented and said that that is an archaeological site, and I should go over there with, I think you need like a brush, and then maybe something else. So that's, I've heard about archaeological sites, but that's something that has definitely been, like, that's not something that I've really ever messed with, because, see, I don't know what these do either. I don't know what the point of these is. But yeah, archaeological sites is something that I've never messed with. That was something that was added well after my years of playing Minecraft. So I'm going to have to learn a bit about that and then go back. Hopefully I didn't, like, desecrate the archaeological site and now there's nothing that I can actually find there. I don't really know how that works, because I dug pretty deep down and tried to grab as much of the terracotta as I could, because I wanted it for building purposes if I ever decide to use terracotta for something. Ooh, look at this. Melons right on the edge. Oh yeah, and can't you break these faster? Yeah, you can break them faster with an axe. Which is weird to me. I don't know why you break them with an axe. It's kind of strange. But yeah, so we'll have to go back to the archaeological site eventually. That'll be sometime in the future. I'm not really super concerned about it. I don't even know what you get there exactly. I don't know if that has anything to do with like the sniffers or something. Wasn't there something that was added called that, like a new mob? I don't that's another thing that I don't really remember, but that may have been a different update. And look, there's a big panda over here. I think he's eating some bamboo. What a guy. The pandas are super adorable. What are you doing? What you doing, my friend? I should totally get a panda pet eventually. Like, that would be so adorable, actually bringing a panda home and not necessarily putting it in the farm, because there's nothing to farm from them as far as I know, but maybe just having a panda pet roaming around. I think that'd be super cute. One time, I like guided a couple of pandas nearly to my house, in the realm that I've talked about multiple times that I was playing on for a while. And I think I brought two of them towards my house, but then I ended up, I think, getting lost on a mountain that was like 150 blocks away from my house. So I just put the pandas inside of like a little cage and then went to go find the house, and then I could never find my way back to the pandas. And then it was like a couple of weeks later, randomly, I stumbled across them again. And they were still just hanging out in the pen. And this is actually, okay, so I might not have to worry too much about growing melons, because of the fact that, I mean, just from going through the few melons that I've found so far, I've got 2.5 stacks. So I still will grow them. That way I have a constant supply. But I've gotten a lot more from just breaking these than I thought I would. Ooh, and I don't know what this does either. Is that just for looks? I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. Whole nother melon patch. And I figured I'd grab those pumpkins as well that I already picked up, because I think that having those with me again is probably just smart, because then I can grow some of those, and then I've got pumpkins for whatever I may need them for. Maybe at Thanksgiving I'll make pumpkin pie or something. And then obviously I am going to need pumpkins for wait, you can't put regular pumpkins on your head, right? It's got to be a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah. So obviously it'll probably be good to have that for when I go to the end eventually, in order to kill the Ender Dragon. But we're still a long ways off from that, so that's not going to happen anytime in the foreseeable future, but it will happen. And I figure, so my thought process of what I'm doing right now is I think if I can get as many melons as possible while I'm running through here, then I'm going to have a ton in order to be able to continue to make the potions that I need. Because again, I just think that this is going to be cheaper, and it's going to be easier and less dangerous than having to get gas tiers for regen potions. So that's another reason why I want regen potions to be what I use a little less, just because I hate going to the nether for that stuff like gas tiers. And I figure if I'm grabbing cocoa beans as well, then I have the option of growing those at home. And I should probably, though, I think that you can only grow cocoa beans on on jungle trees, right? Unless that's changed or unless I'm mistaken about that. I thought that was the case, so I should probably get some jungle wood as well, and maybe a couple saplings if I can get these to despawn. So I figured this is what I always like to do when we go adventuring like this. I might as well just get as many resources as I can from wherever I'm at, because then it's just gonna save me time later. I'm not gonna have to come back out to this area anytime soon because I've kind of grabbed everything that I needed. So let me continue working my way through here a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of let these despawn, get a couple saplings, maybe find some more melons, and then I will head home and clear out my inventory, and then we'll probably be ready. Well, I'll probably want to grow some melons, get some of them growing, and then we should be ready to head into the Nether and hopefully find a bastion. I know I've encountered one, but I'm not going to look back at my footage to see what the cords were, because I think that that's a totally valid way of doing it since I'm recording, but at the same time, that feels a little bit, I don't know, that feels a little bit cheap, I feel like, just looking back at the video. So I'm just going to go and run around to the Nether like a chicken with my head cut off, and hopefully find either the bastion I already found or another one. So I will be back soon. This jungle is absolutely massive. I mean, this is the section that I just ran through, and I feel like I went pretty far through it. On the back side of it, look, it stretches all along here, and I can even see where it ends. It goes past my render distance. So there's definitely a lot of promise for finding resources in here, especially melons. So that's another reason why I say I might not even necessarily need to be growing melons, but I just kind of feel like it's smart to have them growing by my base, because like I've said before, I feel like a really smart thing to do is to do my best to have there's a one of these jungle things over here. I should kill the things following me real fast. Ooh, crap. I do not want to die because I've got a lot of levels. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I should probably, should I go home real fast and sleep and then come back? Yeah, because I don't even have wool on me. That might be a good idea. But yeah, I want to have my base as self-sustaining as possible. So I think that having, I feel like am I hearing another baby? I'm going to drink this, get myself back up to full. Oh, wait, I thought that the instant health 2s gave you 8 hearts. That was not 8 hearts. What's going on with that? But I keep losing my train of thought. Yeah, I want to have my base as self-sustaining as possible. So I feel like even though I could literally come over to this jungle anytime and get more melons, I should probably have them growing at home anyway. That was the thought I had been trying to get out for the last 2 minutes. Did they lose me? I think the other ones lost me. Okay, but I do want to grab the rest of these melons that are sitting here, because if they're here, I might as well grab them. But I feel like there's still a skeleton somewhere around here. I'm not super overly concerned about the zombie, but the skeleton, he could give me a little bit of a run for my money if I'm not being careful. There he is. Oh, and he's hanging out next to a creeper. They must be best friends. Crap, what? Dang it. I can't deal with you both at once. This is unfair. We gotta play a fair game here. But I want to go inside this jungle thing real fast. I was about to say I can't remember what they're called. These are called just jungle temples, aren't they? I believe that is the case. And I'm going to light up a little bit here as I'm walking around. And I guess if I ever need mossy cobble, I can come break this down. But I think you can craft mossy cobble, as far as I know. I'm hearing a spider too. Oh yeah, also you saw, I grabbed some bamboo as well while I was here, because I think it's probably also not a bad idea to maybe have bamboo growing at home. Again, just as self-sustaining as possible. Get some good stuff going at home, because then any resource I could ever possibly need, I've got. Oh, I did not come in the main entrance. I think I haven't been in one of these in a long time, so I don't know if these have changed, but I know there's usually a couple of chests in here. There's also usually tripwires that I should be cautious about. Oh yeah, and there's also these. Okay, That activated something. I don't think that these are... Oh, there's some tripwire. I don't think that these are super dangerous, these places overall, but I still want to be very cautious. And I'm going to definitely take those arrows, because I like to just loot the crap out of whatever I'm in. Actually, should I even take the dispenser? I probably should. What's in this chest? Got some bamboo. I really would like to... So I feel like I have minimal bones right now. And so I think it would be a good idea, as soon as I find a skeleton spawner, I think it would be smart to turn it into a mob grinder. I think that would be very beneficial for me. What else can I leave here that I don't necessarily need? I want to keep that iron ingot, I think. I don't need... Oh, crap. I don't need this redstone, but I'm still going to break it. That way nothing activates. Yeah, and I am going to grab this dispenser and the other one as well. Because, again, then I have it. Should I also... I always just like to literally loot these things to an extreme level, so I've got the stuff. So I guess I'm going to grab the tripwire hooks as well. Because then if I ever want them for anything, in case I ever need to trap something, you know, then I've got it. And I feel like there's usually a second chest in these as well. Oh, was there... Okay, yeah, there were a few more arrows in there. I feel like usually maybe inside of this, there's a whole thing. Yeah, here we go. Okay, chest right here. And it's not really anything that I care about. Ooh, but there is a saddle. I have been wanting a saddle because I was just thinking yesterday that I'd like to get a horse to make my life a little bit easier when I'm traversing the landscape. So that's actually really good. That definitely makes this worth it. And this redstone is still Oh yeah, that's right. Because I fired the... What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Because I fired the levers that are out there. All right, so is there anything else I want? So nothing else that I care about in here. That chest is empty. I've grabbed... What are these other... Yeah, I wanted these tripwires as well, just so that I've got them. Cool. All right, now I'm going to make my way back home. And I don't think there's anything else in these. And I've got a lot of melons. That's that's 5... Oh, almost 6 stacks of melons. So I'm in good shape for probably a long time. So that is super, super nice. So I'm going to make my way home and clear out my inventory. And then we'll hopefully head into the Nether and look for a bastion. Oh, I got an achievement. Time to farm. Made a hoe. So all said and done. Oh, whoa. And another achievement. More tools. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all said and done, I got 6 stacks of melons. So what I want to do real fast is I want to get just really, even if it's just a couple of these growing, and it doesn't really have to be pretty. It doesn't necessarily even have to be with the rest of the farm, I guess. Well, actually, I would like to have it up here, even though I think a lot of this farm is going to change eventually. I don't think that this is going to end up staying this way, because I've kind of talked about the design I'd like to have for the actual animal pens, and so I think that that'll probably affect the actual crops as well. I may end up changing these around a bit too, but for the time being, I at least want to get some of these melons growing, so that it's just so I have a supply of them. But this is plenty for now. I don't foresee myself running out of this anytime soon. And I've got plenty of sugarcane as well. I don't foresee myself really needing any more of that anytime soon. But let's do this. So I think... Isn't melon... I think melon is the same as sugarcane, where it has to... I think it has to be touching a water source, right? Unless I'm mistaken. Let me try this real fast. So... Crap, I don't even have a... Dang it, I don't have a bucket on me. But yeah, I think that it has to be touching a water source. But I want to try it because that will, I guess, sort of significantly affect the way that I approach this. You know, I'm also going to put my bed on me. That way I have it. I should not be walking around without it. Yeah, I guess depending on how melons grow, that'll significantly affect the way that I decide to design this farm. Because if it has to have a water source, then I'm going to have to do this a little bit differently. So let me try this. So if it's right here, I'm pretty much 100% sure it'll work. Let me turn this into a few melon seeds. I turned all my pumpkins, by the way, into pumpkin seeds. Okay, but then what about here? So that'll work there. But then what if I were to till this? Oh, okay. All right, so it doesn't have to be. So I wonder if it's the same thing as other crops where it's like, or like the same thing as with wheat. Oh, that breaks it? Crap. Where it just has to essentially be like 5 blocks diagonally or something from a water source. And I want this to untill. Can you please untill just to make me feel better? So like I said, if I have just a few of these growing, I think it should be fine. And I guess what we'll do is I'm actually going to break this one as well, I think. Because I guess best case Ontario is to maybe have it every other one. I think they should grow fine. Because I know they just need like a block to pop out on. And I don't think it matters which direction they pop out onto. So if I just do something like this, it should be fine. So 1, 2, 3, well, I guess that's more than I necessarily need. And you know what I probably will do is maybe I'll leave a bunch of seeds over here. Because since I've got so many melons, I might as well turn a bunch of them into seeds. And then I've got the option to just have a whole bunch of seeds over here available. Because then, I don't know. I don't really know why, but at least that I've got them over here because, you know, then again, self-sustaining all throughout the area, and then I've got access to a bunch of supplies wherever I'm at. And I know that I don't have to have water flowing all along here, but at this point now it just is gonna make me feel better because it's gonna look better. And I'll probably again I'll come back and sort of restructure this eventually because this isn't necessarily how I want the farm to look in the long term. But for the time being, I really just more so need the resources. So, all right, so that's 8 pumpkins growing. And you know what I probably should do? It probably wouldn't hurt to just have pumpkins growing at the ends of these as well, for the time being. And like I said, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn all of these into seeds. Pop that down, and then I guess do one here as well. And oh, and that's now uneven. I need to just walk away. It's whatever. I'm just gonna leave these here because I've got a bunch of different types of seeds here, like seeds of things that I would like to eventually start growing, and I just haven't gotten around to putting a lot of time into the farm yet. But now what I want to do real fast before heading into the Nether, like I've been talking about all episode already, is I want to quickly utilize the rest of the fuel that's currently inside of my brewing stand. It's just a little bit of fuel. So now that I have the option to make glistering melons, I want to use the rest of this fuel because then I don't feel so bad about actually breaking the brewing stand because I want to move it down 1 block just like I did here. I want it to be 1 block lower, so I'm going to move this entire thing down 1 block and just see how it looks because I want it to be symmetrical. So we'll see if that actually looks good or not, I guess. It may end up not working the way that I'm imagining. How many am I gonna need? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so it may not look as good as I'm imagining, but I guess we can at least give it a shot. So let me brew all of this stuff. I'll use the rest of this fuel. Actually, I'm gonna need more glass bottles as well, so I'll make those. And after I use the rest of this fuel, I will be back. All right, I'm thinking this is probably gonna be all the fuel that's, well, it's probably not gonna take me all the way down, but it's probably not even worth... Well, you know, I can probably at least do some more awkward potions with that. Oh, that's right. Those are the 3 bottles that I screwed up the other day and turned into mundane potions. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and break this. I'm not even going to worry about that last little bit of fuel. But I've got a ton of glass bottles that I made now that are just available for use. I'm going to keep all of my melons in here because even though it's food, I'm never going to eat these. So I'm just going to keep them in here because I know that they'll be most used here. Also, I went ahead and used all the gold I have to make glistering melons because I'm not necessarily going to be using gold for much because now that I've got potions, it's not like I need to be making any sort of golden apples. So because of that, I don't feel like I'm going to be using gold all that frequently for the time being. Eventually I will. This is instant health 2. Are all these instant health 2, instant health 2, instant health 2? Okay, I guess I'm going to take all of these and then leave this one. So I've got a decent amount of potions brewed right now. And I've still got 6 blaze powder. Eventually, like relatively soon, that's another thing we're going to need to do is go in and kill more blaze. That way I have more powder available. But let's do this. So how did I do this exactly? So this is technically, I guess it's technically 2 blocks down, or is this only 1 block down? So, and then did I put, okay. All right, so I want to essentially mimic this on this side, and I know this is going to make all the water come out of these. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if when you broke it, it kept the water in it if it was totally full. But if it wasn't totally full, the water didn't stay in it or something. Okay, so let's do this. So this should go then here, I guess. But is this going to look... This might end up looking really weird. Because if I mimic the same thing on this side... Oops. And because the brewing stand is so small... I think that probably what's going to have to happen is... Oh, wait, no, right, because that's what I did, is I didn't put the half slabs over there on the top of the block. I put them on the bottom part of the block. Okay, so this should work like that, but then because it's not a full block like the enchantment table is, I'm probably going to want this underneath it. So let me see here. So can I jump and get that? There we go. Nice. Okay, so then in the corners, that's where I can put the cauldrons. I don't have anything in the corners over here, but I think that, so I'm not going to be able to get it flush with these half slabs, right? Because no matter what, like if I put them there, it's going to be 1 block above, which I guess I could leave it like that because then I can kind of like walk straight out. Or, but I'm not really going to need to walk down here either. Same as with the enchanting area. There's not really ever going to be any reason to actually walk down here because I can reach it. So I can do it that way too, I guess. But I feel like that looks weird. I don't think I like that. So it's probably going to be best to just have these raised up by 1, I guess. Like that. I mean, not even... The thing is, at the same time, it's not even that I necessarily have to have cauldrons over here, because I've talked about how it might be a better idea to make like an infinite water source here. It may end up just looking better in the long run. And also, these blocks are going to have to switch. So over here, these blocks are bookshelves. So I guess maybe, is it going to look better if I do quartz here or mangrove? Let me test a couple things. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what I decided to try. So I'm gonna pull most of the quartz that I have here out. I don't think I'm gonna need stairs for this. So I decided to sort of break all this out, and then I'm just gonna surround this with water. Now the thing that I don't know is if it's going to allow me to turn this into an infinite source if I have it all the way around. So I may end up having to block off the corners and make it just 3 wide on each side, because I think that should make it an infinite source. So let's give this a shot real fast, utilizing the powers of my imagination. I have an idea of how I would like this to look, and I'm gonna need a lot more slabs, but I'm gonna need these blocks as well. So I'm glad that I got all this extra quartz yesterday. So if this is... This may end up being way too much quartz. It may just look way too bright, but I feel like once the water's down, it's not going to look as bright. So that's why I figured that using this rather than the mangrove planks would probably be a better idea. I just think that this is ultimately going to look better. This though does feel like a little bit of a waste of quartz is my only thing, because of the fact that you're barely going to be able to see this. But I was noticing that obviously, since water's, I mean, in this game, obviously the water is dark enough blue. It's not totally see-through, but it's see-through enough where I was like, okay, you're going to be able to see the dirt and the stone down here and all that if I don't do this. So I think that right now that looks fine, so let's check it out with the water. See, I think that mutes the white enough to where I think having all quartz down there is probably smart. So let's try this. Let's try and actually fill this up, see if I can get this to turn into an infinite source all the way around. And I probably should make a infinite pool right here though, because I'm gonna need multiple buckets as I fill this up. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if this is gonna work. I do think that if I block off the corners though, like even if this doesn't work the way that I'm hoping, I think if I block off the corners, it'll turn it into an infinite source, because I know that you should be able to make an infinite source with just 3 across. So either way, I can probably make this look okay. And I think that this will look better than having the cauldrons. Why did that not work? I think this will look better than having the cauldrons, and I think it'll be more efficient too, because of the fact that I'm not having to worry about refilling the cauldrons, because eventually this place is going to have an actual roof, and so when it rains like this, it's not going to fill the cauldrons, so I would have to manually fill them all the time. So this will just make everything more efficient. So what if I... Ooh, okay, so are there any spots that I can take it from where it won't stay infinite? No, it looks like that did work. What if I take it from like the corner? Sweet. Okay, so this worked exactly how I was hoping it would. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm not going to need... I guess let's just do dirt here. I'm not going to need this anymore, because now I've got an infinite source right in the house. That is sweet. So with all these cauldrons I have then, I've been wanting to add something here to sort of, I don't know, make this look a little more filled out. So I guess that I'll just put cauldrons along these corners. And, oh look, there's a turtle that came to visit. I'll put it along these corners, and since I don't have a roof currently, hopefully these will just fill all the way up, and then I'll have full cauldrons by the time this rainstorm is done. I didn't mean to break that. I don't know how long it takes to fill cauldrons though from the rain, so it may stop raining before they're full. But that does seem to be... Oh yeah, that seems to fill really fast actually, so these should all be full. And that's really, even though I'm not going to need these cauldrons here, it just looks better, because then you've got like an actual like corner shape instead of just these two at each one of these. Sweet. So, and this will also be nice, because then boom, fill my bucket, and I'll be able to fill all of my my glass jars, my glass bottles as well. So that is sweet. So let me get a couple things ready, and then we're finally gonna pop into the nether. All right, all of the cauldrons totally filled. They actually fill really, really fast. So all 4 of those are full. I think that looks nice for the corners. Sort of adds a little something, I guess, because then I'm not just wasting all 4 of my cauldrons. So anyway, so I'm gonna pop into the nether. I've got 31 levels, so I really, really do not want to die while I'm in here, because of the fact that that would just suck. Oh, you know what I should do though is I should have totally healed and then grabbed another bottle before coming in here. So let me, now that I've healed, I'll grab another one real fast. So I've got 4 potions of instant health too. I'm going to bring some stuff, that way I can make new picks and things like that if I need to, some blocks, food. Actually, I'm not going to bring all of these arrows just in case something bad happens. Where do I want to, I guess I should probably just keep it with my tools, right? So I'll keep maybe, I guess I'll keep like 40, I guess. Because if I die, I don't want to lose everything. I mean, I know I've got all this stuff on me, but this stuff is sort of necessary, I think. Okay. All right. So I think I'm ready. I hate the nether so much. Wait, actually, I'm seriously not stalling. I just keep forgetting things. Something else that I should do real fast is, since I do have 31 levels on me right now, what I want to do quickly is I want to actually make a diamond sword. And I want to enchant that. I'm not going to use the diamond sword yet, but I figured that if I at least enchant it while I've got the levels, just in case I do die. And I mean, I know that levels work totally different than they used to now. I know that whenever you enchant, you still, like, you don't lose all your levels completely, but still, it just makes me feel better to utilize some of them real fast while I have the chance. Wow, that's terrible. Unbreaking 3 and Smite 4. That's pretty sucky. And I know I can enchant books, but the problem is then you get just like a random enchantment, and it doesn't necessarily give you something directly related to the tool that you're trying to enchant. So, I mean, I guess that's something. Unbreaking 3, Smite 4. So I've at least, I don't know, I've at least got that available to me. But what I'd really like, I guess, is probably, I mean, there's a couple of different types of diamond swords I'd really like. I'd want to get, for one, like a looting 3 unbreaking sharpness sword would be great, because like mostly for the purpose of getting food. It'd be nice too, obviously, for the purpose of killing mobs, because then, like I was saying earlier, that I'd like to have a skeleton mob grinder eventually. So getting that would be getting a sword like that would be nice for the purpose of mob grinding and having looting and things like that, but also just having like a straight up maybe like fire aspect sword or something would be nice too. So there's a couple different kinds, but I think my dream diamond sword is a fire aspect 1, because I mean it doesn't matter what fire aspect it is. I don't even know if you can go above 1, but a fire aspect 1, sharpness, let's say like 3, looting 3, unbreaking 3. That would be like ideal, and mending. That would be ideal. That's a lot of enchants, and I think you can get all those on one sword, I think. I don't think you can get it necessarily just from... Charles, what are you doing, buddy? I don't think you can necessarily get all of that just from like enchanting it once at an enchantment table, but you can get all that stuff on one, like combining things and all that. So that would be ideal. So that's kind of what we'll work towards. As I go through here, I am going to collect like some gold and stuff, as well as quartz, mostly for levels and for the purpose of just having it. And I do think, so I think in this general direction was where that bastion was that I found the other day, but I'm just not totally sure exactly where it was. So there's going to be a good bit of running involved. So I will be back shortly. I found a ruined portal here. I totally forgot that ruined portals also spawn inside the nether. Ooh, okay, that's kind of nice. Some glistering melon. Never mind. I thought those were gas tiers. Gas tiers almost look identical to iron nuggets. These are horizontal, and the gas tiers are vertical. It's interesting. And I don't actually need some of the stuff that's in my inventory currently. I will take that golden apple, because that'll be nice just for the purpose of healing at some point if I need it. So that's kind of nice. That was an unexpected chest, and I guess I'm going to take that too. If I eventually need to throw some of this stuff out, I will. I'm keeping one of these warped fungus things on me just in case I encounter a hoglin at some point. And also, it's good that I keep forgetting to take my armor off and switch it around whenever I get home, because I keep coming in here going, oh crap, I forgot to put gold on, but I've had gold on all this time because I literally just keep forgetting to switch my armor around and put iron boots back on. So I literally still have these gold boots on from like multiple trips to the nether ago. I have unfortunately hit a Soul Sand Valley, and you know how I feel about the Soul Sand Valleys. These are, I feel like the biomes where it's just like the pillars or not pillars, like these are more so pillars, but they just have lava holes everywhere. I feel like those biomes, and what is this stuff? Oh, that's just, okay. Those biomes, as well as Soul Sand Valleys, those are the two worst biomes in the nether, because like this is the reason why this one sucks so much. It's because of skeletons, and that ghast up above me is making me very nervous. Wow, I'm surprised that both of their arrows are hitting my shield, because the one guy's shooting at me from the side. It's kind of crazy. Oh, also, if I break those like bone towers that are here, can I turn those into bones? Because that might be an alternative to having to find a skeleton spawner. I don't really know how that works. I've never tried that before. Oh my goodness, this place sucks. But while the upside is I will end up getting some bones and stuff while I'm here. But I'm really just trying to sprint through here because I don't think that bastions will even spawn inside of a Soul Sand Valley. So I'm really just trying to fly through. Whoa! My goodness. Oh yeah, that's also an achievement I'm going to have to get is Return to Sender though. So I'm going to have to do that eventually because obviously I haven't talked about this in a while, but obviously part of this series is we're doing a journey to Platinum. So I'm going to get every last trophy, including the trophies inside of... Wow, look, 2 of the worst biomes connected to each other. I'm going to get every trophy, including the ones in the expansion packs. So that's like 145 trophies. So Return to Sender is definitely one of the ones I'm going to have to get. I'm going to walk along this edge, I think, because this is not necessarily directly inside of either one of these biomes. It's sort of hugging the edge of both, so maybe I can somewhat avoid both. And hopefully find a bastion in the process. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Not good, not good. Whew, okay, alright. We're fine, we're fine. That was almost really bad though. I was trying to shoot him, and then... There we go, my goodness. Whew, and I think he dropped a gas tier as well. I should probably venture down there and grab that. And I know that I'm wearing gold, but I get so nervous around these guys. Like, one of them is just going to decide all of a sudden that my gold isn't good enough and that I need to be wearing better gold or something. But I've made it to... So I've made it to this biome. And so this is just regular, like... This feels like a standard nether biome that I'm super used to. And this is always the biome that I prefer to travel in because it feels less dangerous. I mean, I know it definitely seems like ghasts seem to spawn more in these biomes. But it always feels like it's less dangerous to travel in and it's a lot easier to see the surroundings. So I'm hoping that as I travel through here, maybe I'll see... Is that a bastion? Oh, wait a second. That might be a bastion right there on the other side of this. Let's see. I'm glad that I peered around the corner there because that might be exactly what this is. It sure is. Okay. All right. So, oh my... Holy crap. Are they always that massive? What in the world? This is going to suck. Like, this is literally going to suck. And I'm so far away from my portal right now. I mean, I'm over 1,000 blocks away. So this is going to be absolutely awful. And do I still have basalt? So I feel like netherrack is not going to be my best option as I go through here. Oh, wait. So why are there... So I don't know what the difference is between these two, to be honest. Since this is more of like a squarish thing and this is more of a tower. Interesting. I guess we'll find out as I go here. I'm not going to need all this stuff that's on me. You know, I am just going to drop the flint. Because now that I think about it, as I go in here, I'm going to... Like, a huge part of this is finding chests. And so I'm going to need to... Should I... Yeah, I'm just going to combine those. I know that gets rid of the enchant. I'm going to need the inventory space as I go through here. And I did get that gas tier. Ooh, you know what? There's actually a whole nother bow here. Go ahead and repair that. It's almost a brand new bow. Okay, so I guess let's do this. This is going to be really bad. And I'm already a ways into this episode, so I don't know. I'm probably not going to be able to finish this place up in one episode, is what I'm guessing. Now, again, I don't know a lot about bastions, so I'm going to have to sort of just explore and just be real cautious as I go and hope that I find some good stuff. All I really care about right now, like I don't care about finding a million things. Like I don't need to find the greatest of stuff in here. The biggest thing that I care about is getting a template so that I can do netherite stuff. And I don't know if the template is one-time use. That's what I'm actually, now that I think about it, curious about that. Because if it's one-time use, then that makes this significantly more difficult. If it's not, then I can just find one, go home, and we'll be fine. I can come back later. Now, I do know that the brutes, they have no regard for the fact that you're you're wearing gold. And I think that might be what I'm hearing right now is a brute. It sure is. It sure is. I can't believe that. Well, I know where the Bastion is now, but I knew that was unwise what I was doing there. But for some reason, oh my gosh. All right, well, I'm gonna have to get re-equipped because I went in the lava and that was everything. So let me think. So I was wearing my iron armor. That's not a huge deal. I can get that back. The bow and the tools, I guess, wasn't a huge deal. I wasn't carrying any of my diamond stuff. I did have potions on me. I have plenty of potions, though. I guess there wasn't anything that important, but it still sucks to lose all that stuff, and that's why I didn't want to bring too many things. Well, that's going to have to wrap us for today. I always hit sort of a time limit of how much time I have to record, and I've hit how much time I have for today. So I'm going to have to get more stuff. And I only have 24 iron ingots. I'm going to have to go caving too. Like, I'm in rough shape right now. Yesterday, I feel like I was saying I was in good shape. Now I feel like I'm in rough shape. Is that all that I left is 34 arrows? Man. All right, well, that's going to wrap us for today. Tomorrow, we might end up having to go caving before I actually go and check out this bastion. Because if I've only got 24 iron, then, like, that's pretty much just enough for an iron suit, right? Oh, crap, and I don't want to make all that. I think that's just enough for an iron suit, because that gives me... Let me make boots real fast. Do I have enough for a chest piece? Yeah, that puts me right at enough for an iron suit, and then that's everything I've got. That's all my iron. So we're going to have to go caving tomorrow. I can even make a... What am I doing? I have all this extra iron. I have all... Oh my gosh. It's got to be over. Today's got to be over. That's it. All right, I'm done for the day because clearly I'm not thinking straight, and I'm never thinking straight in these videos. I feel like I do this stuff all the time where it's just like I just forget that I have stuff. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow.